Okay, if everyone could just sit down, we're going to. The next panel is light. We've got two great companies, and before we start, does everyone here know what UCSF Health Hub is all about? Yes. Yeah, raise your hands. One more. Well, it's progress from last time. So UCSF Health Hub we are the innovation center at UCSF. And we're only 90 days old. One of our board members was Ariel, who obviously is, we've got some intellectual horsepower behind us. We started UCSF Health Hub in great part because so many innovators have moved to San Francisco. And they could be immigrants or they started their companies here. And this is the birthplace of innovation. And UCSF happens to be, if not the best, one of the top medical institutions and research institutions in the world. And our goal at UCSF Health Hub is to build the leading innovation center worldwide to accelerate great healthcare projects coming to market. UCSF's strength has been in traditional bio and therapies and life sciences. But as we've seen today, and why this panel is so great today, is that the change is how is digital augmenting traditional ways to get better? You know, traditional ways to get better was take a pill. And, but this is changing a lot. If you look at the clinical trials and the clinical trial requests that we have at UCSF right now, there's a consistency across them. That basically everyone wants to compare themselves to their new service or system against opioids, ibuprofen, or Xanax. Everyone is simply saying there are better ways than just taking more pills. And that's exactly what this is about. We've talked about the 4 reasons that people are doing this. So this is a really great panel. I'm thrilled to be a part of the Beddr team and doing this, and thank everyone for missing their Christmas party for being here. Really before we get going, there are 2 great companies that we're going to be featuring shortly. One company is focusing on exercise. One company is focusing on food. And these are indicative of some of the companies that are in UCSF Health Hub. So we have now about 1,000 companies that are in our network. And our network connects great companies and great early stage entrepreneurs to researchers, clinicians, mentors, and investors. And so that basically they can get together, they can meet, and they can accelerate what it is they're doing. It might be more money, it might be the right type of mentor, it might be basically getting a clinical trial. The 2 companies we're going to show are 2 examples of the types of companies we have in our database, and they're going to have 4 or 5 minutes to tell you how they're changing the world. And a little shout out for Esther. So Esther is here. Esther was my first angel investor for my first company about 30 years ago. And this is the first time I've actually been holding the mic with you in the audience. So it's just great to see you, Esther. Thank you. So with that, Shaun, you get to go first. So let's talk about Enso. Enso is actually I use this product a lot. I love this product. This product is basically saving me trips to many a doctor. And I think he's on the way of changing the world, and I'm just going to leave it like that, and I'm going to hand it over to you, and you're going to knock him dead.
Hello, everyone. How are you guys doing? Oh, that was a little too close, I guess. Nice to see you guys. My name is Shawn Rahimi. I'm founder of a company called Enso, and we've developed a solution for chronic pain. It's a problem that I have personal experience with. I lived with excruciating back pain during college for a few years. Didn't go to parties, didn't go to class sometimes, didn't really have the most typical college experience. And it's not just me. About 1/3 of the world lives with one or more types of chronic pain. And as they're going through this situation, what they're really offered by physicians is opioids, surgeries, different sort of procedures that oftentimes don't address the root cause of the pain and don't solve the problem. And the problem really is as we're spending about $635 billion as a society on chronic pain, is that we still don't have a solution that solves these problems long term. Now, there are solutions that are effective for temporary relief from chronic pain. And the most popular of those is something that you guys are probably already familiar with, and we're all familiar with, which are, as Mark mentioned, opioids. Like Vicodin, like oxycodone. These drugs, the problem again, is that as you take these drugs, they make you feel sick, nauseous, they reduce physical activity, which only contributes more to pain over the long term. And so what we really need is a solution that solves the pain on a temporary basis, but also allows people to understand how they can improve their lifestyle, make decisions that lead to better pain relief over time. And so that's the curve we want to see. The question is, how do we get there? And that's something we feel as we've worked on this project or this company for about 6 years, we've started to figure out. And it comes in the form, initially, in the form of a device that you can wear on any part of your body, back, neck, knee, shoulder, in order to treat pain. It works by stimulating the nerves to relieve pain through electrical pulses. Now, this is a concept you guys may be already familiar with. These devices have existed in general since the 70s. What's different about what we've developed is the way that we've shaped the pulse to be delivering a new method of pain relief, or a new mechanism of action, by stimulating the nerves and calming the nerves down directly. And so I can talk about it. I'd love to show you what we're doing at the end of this event, so I can give you some demos in the back. But just to really talk about this, it's not really just a device. It's a device that fits into a whole program that allows a patient to understand, through coaching and monitoring, how to stick to the device and how to stick to good and healthy lifestyle habits that improve pain over time. And so I can talk about it again all I want, but really most important is the data. Where are we looking at this, and how are we looking at this from a scientific perspective? And so as a company, we started working with physicians over at UCSF, at Stanford, including Dr. Elmer Delfon, who is the leading sort of physician for all the studies that implanted device companies like Medtronic and Nevro have used to run their studies. And what we did was we ran a study that ultimately showed that our program can reduce pain by about 60% in a way that was statistically significant compared to placebo. Now, this is about as effective, if not more effective, than drugs like Vicodin, but without side effects. So just 10 times better overall. Now, as we're doing this, clicker. The pain relief is one component, but also what's really interesting is seeing how these patients benefit from a functional standpoint. And so this is a patient that in the day one of the study is limping. He has severe chronic pain. And after 4 weeks of using Enso and being in our program, is able to find a way by using the device to manage muscle tension, to stand upright and walk comfortably. Which is a beautiful thing for us to see. His wife was in the corner crying, I was in the other corner crying. It was pretty amazing. But the point is, it's not just about, again, pain relief, but how do you actually guide someone to that next step, which is pretty cool. And so as we're going through this process of developing a product, we developed these studies and started to present them at leading conferences. We've also started working with insurance companies, including Blue Cross and Anthem and sort of PAMF, and United Healthcare, to start to develop a path to coverage for our products. And we've also started working with institutions like UCSF, like Stanford, like Cedars-Sinai, and other academic centers across the country to start rolling out the treatment and providing access to patients that have moderate to severe types of chronic pain, which is where we're currently focused. And so I'd love to tell you more about it, and I'm happy to talk to you, happy to help anyone that you have that has severe pain, or family members that you have. Chronic pain, it's something that we personally care about across the team, and we want to help. And so please feel free to come by and talk afterwards. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. So chronic pain too. I come back from a 100-mile bike ride. What's the first thing I do the next morning? I pop this guy right on my back. And I'm telling you, it works. There's it's amazing. So thank you, Shaun. So that's a little commercial, but I'm a fan. Changed my life, and I'm not going to place. Next company is it's called PlateJoy. Now, PlateJoy doesn't really need that much of an introduction. It's called Beddr Nutrition. It's about better nutrition. It's basically about picking the right products to eat, and they've got a very, very evolved program and a fantastic speaker to tell you all about it.
Thanks so much, Mark. Hi, everyone. My name's Nicole, and I'm the Director of Content Strategy at PlateJoy. Thank you. And I wanted to start this off with something that you already know, which is that we, as a country, have an obesity problem. So 70% of American adults are overweight or obese. And not only that, but then that contributes to a variety of other chronic conditions down the line. So things like prediabetes, type 2, heart disease, all of these are contributed to by this rise in obesity. And so the result is that those chronic conditions cost us $1 trillion per year in our healthcare spend. And so it affects all of us, and that's, just to give you a rough idea, 1/3 of our healthcare spend nationally is spent on these chronic conditions that could be prevented by reducing obesity across the board. So I'm also going to tell you something else you know, which is diet changes are the best way to lose weight. So in controlled weight loss studies that compare diet changes to exercise changes, they outperform exercise changes 4 to 1. So if you already know that we're overweight as a country, you already know that we should be eating better, why aren't we all just eating better? Well, from a physician perspective, doctors don't have enough time to counsel the rest of us on what we should be eating. So on average, a doctor has a little over 7 minutes with a patient on a visit. That's not enough time to tell us all what we need to do. And so the rest of us have to make 200 diet-related decisions every day. And without that guidance, we're mostly kind of struggling in the dark. Maybe we get a handout from a doctor and are kind of sent on our way. So PlateJoy was created to solve that. And here's how we do that. So we start by creating programs that guide patients through behavior change, and especially diet change, in ways that physicians just don't have time to do. And the central component of that program is a personalized nutrition plan. So we gather over 50 different data points about every customer. That's everything from their health goals, their time constraints, how much they like leftovers, if they like cilantro or not, all of those things that contribute to how well you'll succeed on a program. Then we translate that into personalized recipes and grocery lists, and we even integrate with third-party delivery services to deliver all those ingredients to your door. So we're handling all those pain points for you. We also handle the education piece. So we talk to experts that people want to hear from. We translate that into original video content. And we talk about the why. We talk about why people are doing this, what their goals are, and help with that goal setting. And then we also tackle the motivation piece. So while people are setting up those habits, we incentivize them with connected devices that they can add to PlateJoy, like a free scale and a free Fitbit. And then those devices then, after they build those habits, are used to track their progress and congratulate them along the way when they achieve those goals. And so we started with a program that looks at pre-diabetes. And what we found was that it was more successful than the leading medication at reducing type 2 diabetes risk. And because it's so effective, it's free today for 20 million Americans through their insurers. And that's just the beginning. So we want to imagine a future where all kinds of these chronic conditions, all of those conditions that are related to obesity that are fully preventable, can be handled by lifestyle and especially nutrition modification alone. And I just wanted to end with a quick ask. We are hiring, and we're especially looking for physicians to join our team to help build some of these programs, physicians who really care about the effects of behavioral health and believe that there's a pathway to reducing medication through these kinds of programs. So if you know anyone, please hit me up after. Thank you guys so much.
Two great presentations. So these are examples of the type of companies that are out there. We've heard them from our earlier investors. In Health Hub, we've got a database. There's probably 100 or so companies that are focusing on, again, ways to augment the traditional approaches. And that's everything we've been hearing about today. So, little pitch for Health Hub. If you're not a member of UCSF Health Hub, sign up. We're looking for mentors, investors, researchers, clinicians, entrepreneurs, and we basically will match you to the people you need.